Hey guys, what's up? This is Immune Basis. The next show I have for my list tonight is actually an interesting show called Count Duckula. Now, Count Duckula is actually a British cartoon that actually aired really early on in the Disney era, kind of like the early 90s, but it's not considered as part of the 90s original because it wasn't Nickelodeon created. But a lot of people actually consider it to be kind of like a DuckTales-ish related show. It's not. It kind of has that somewhat element to it, but it's really nothing related to DuckTales. It's kind of a different show called Danger Mouse, which I will be talking about that very, very soon. It's on my list for early Nick shows that I'm doing for Catch-Up Month. But anyways, so basically the show revolves around Count Duckula. Basically, he's not a full-blooded vampire. He's not a traditional vampire. He doesn't suck blood. He could go out into the sunlight and not be affected. It's kind of interesting. And yeah, a duck that's a vampire. Interesting, no? And of course, basically, he's not like any other vampire. He's basically very squeamish, and he's very cowardly, and he really doesn't like blood that much. There was one time he was a vampire, but yeah, it didn't work out so well for him. But who's to blame him? But anyways, so Count Duckula has basically been a vampire for centuries. He can only be destroyed by sunlight or by a wooden stake, of course. He has died numerous times, but he's always revived somehow. And then, of course, basically, when he does get revived, he has little to no memory of anything that's happened. And yeah. So basically, they go on like crazy adventures in Transylvania and stuff like that, and like a whole bunch of other duck characters are there, basically like try to get rid of him and shit like that. So just basically stuff like that, like a regular old cartoon. So how the show get canceled, I really do not know. I've done a lot of research and I really can't figure out the problem, but I'm guessing probably because due to production or money. But that's just my honest opinion. And so, what would happen if the show did come back, and how would it keep going? Well, if the show did come back, I could probably say Nickelodeon at best. I mean, it's still a Britain show, but it could still be done. But yeah. And how would it keep going? Okay. The first thing I have to say is the last episode where basically a zombie awakens. And the zombie is apparently supposed to attack Count Duckula. And that's how they ended the series. With only 65 episodes. So it's kind of like, okay, how does that end anything? So it's kind of like, so what would happen if Count Duckula did die off for good? You know? But they have to actually resurrect him in a weird, funny way. And, like, what's some more crazy actual adventures? Like, you know, I think they could do a crossover with DuckTales. I think that'd be a hell of an episode right there. You know, and honestly, I would love to see Count Duckula become, like, actually a full-blooded vampire for, like, a full season and see how that works out. Because, honestly, he was only a full-blooded vampire once in one episode, but I want to see it full. I don't want to see it in just Transylvania. I want to see it in more. You know, like what does he do when he comes to America, or like, you know, stuff like that. Not just the traditional Transylvania bullshit. Just, you know, other shit that goes on. But that's just my honest opinion. So anyways, alright guys, this is MBM Basis. I talked into or into about Count Duckula, and I hope you all have a good day or night when you're watching this. Thank you.